The lemonade stand with the secret ingredient. Once upon a time, in the heart of a bustling city, there was an ordinary lemonade stand that sold refreshing drinks to quench the thirst of passersby. It was owned by an elderly woman named Margaret, who had a secret ingredient that made her lemonade famous throughout the city. Margaret's lemonade stand wasn't like the others. Sure, it had the typical red and white checkered tablecloths and the classic glass jars filled with ice-cold lemonade. He was tired, thirsty, and in desperate need of a break from the sweltering heat. "It's my secret ingredient," she replied with a twinkle in her eye. He looked under flower pots, behind loose bricks, and even inside hollow tubes. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't find any sign of the key. Before Billy could stop her, the little girl confronted the boys, demanding that they leave the smaller child alone. The boys laughed at first, but when they realized that the little girl wasn't afraid, they backed off. He walked over and picked it up, and sure enough, it was the key Margaret had been talking about. Excited, Billy ran back to the lemonade stand and handed the key to Margaret. She took it, smiled mysteriously, and said, "There was lavender for relaxation, ginger for warmth, mint for freshness, and chamomile for tranquility." Each ingredient had its own purpose, and together they created something truly special. "You've earned the right to know my secret ingredient." It wasn't just a recipe. It was a tradition, a legacy that had been passed down through generations. Margaret had used the same recipe to bring joy and comfort to people in her community for decades, and now he had the opportunity to be a part of it. The little girl turned to Billy and smiled, thanking him for his support. He helped her prepare the ingredients, brew the lemonade, and serve the customers. He had taken Margaret's legacy and made it his own. People from all over the city came to visit, and many left with more than just a refreshing drink. They took away a piece of history, a reminder of a time when life was sweeter and simpler. And he knew that as long as he kept her secret ingredient safe, her spirit would live on through his lemonade. He put all his savings into buying supplies, and then got to work. He gathered fresh ingredients, experimented with the recipe, and created his very own unique blend of lemonade. He listened as she shared stories of how her lemonade had brought people together and made them feel better when they were sick or sad. He missed the camaraderie, the sense of purpose, and the joy that came from making people happy. So he decided to do something bold. Discouraged and confused, Billy sat down on a nearby bench, wondering if he'd ever know the secret ingredient. He had learned so much from Margaret, not just about making lemonade, but about life, kindness, and the importance of following your dreams. With a heavy heart, Billy said goodbye to Margaret and her lemonade stand, promising to keep her secret ingredient safe. They shared their dreams, their fears, and their love for Margaret's lemonade. People lined up to try his refreshing drink, and many became regulars. Billy was thrilled, but he knew it wasn't just the lemonade that was making people happy. It was the memories associated with it. The taste reminded them of simpler times, of childhood summers and lazy afternoons spent at the park. And Billy never forgot the valuable lesson he learned about standing up for what's right. And if you want to know what it is, you'll have to earn it. Intrigued and determined, Billy agreed. "I lost my balloon," she replied, pointing to a red helium balloon that had floated away. Inside, on a dusty shelf, was a wooden box with a lock on it. Margaret inserted the key and opened the box, revealing a collection of dried herbs and spices. "These are my secret ingredients," she said. "I use them to give my lemonade its unique flavor and healing properties." Without hesitation, Billy jumped up and offered to help her find it. Together, they searched the park for the lost balloon, calling out for it as they went. And so began an unexpected journey that would test his patience, determination, and kindness. As he reached for his wallet, he couldn't help but notice the worn-out tablecloth and the old, chipped glass of the lemonade jar. But when he took a sip of the lemonade, his eyes widened in surprise. It was the most delicious drink he'd ever tasted. But what truly set it apart was the curious blend of herbs and spices that Margaret added to her lemonade, giving it a unique flavor and countless health benefits. People came from all over the city to buy Margaret's lemonade, not just for its taste, but also because they believed it could cure everything from a common cold to a broken heart. And while some may have scoffed at these claims, many swore by the healing powers of Margaret's secret ingredient. One hot summer day, a young boy named Billy approached the lemonade stand. Billy asked Margaret, "How do you make your lemonade so amazing?" For the next few days, Billy visited Margaret's lemonade stand every day after school, eager to learn the secret of her amazing lemonade. He helped her set up and clean up, listened to stories about her life, and even made some new friends. But still, Margaret remained tight-lipped about her secret ingredient. She told Billy that in order to discover the secret, he needed to find the hidden key that unlocked the recipe. Determined to uncover the mystery, Billy searched high and low for the hidden key. As he sat there, a little girl approached him with a sad expression on her face. "What's wrong?" Billy asked. As they turned around to go home, they saw a group of older boys picking on a smaller child. From that day on, Billy and the little girl became best friends. One afternoon, as Billy was helping Margaret at her lemonade stand, he noticed a glint of metal in the grass nearby. With that, Margaret led Billy to a small shed behind her house where she kept her supplies. She showed Billy how to combine the ingredients, each one carefully measured to ensure the perfect balance of flavors. As Billy watched, mesmerized by the process, he knew he had stumbled upon something magical. Over the next few weeks, Billy spent as much time as he could at Margaret's side, learning everything there was to know about her lemonade stand. But as the summer drew to a close, Billy knew it was time to move on. He returned to his life, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. With the knowledge he had gained from Margaret, Billy decided to open his own lemonade stand. On the first day, Billy's lemonade stand was a huge success. As Billy watched families laughing and playing around his lemonade stand, he felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. In the years that followed, Billy's lemonade stand grew into a local institution. And so the story of Margaret's secret ingredient lived on, passed down from one generation to the next, reminding everyone who heard it that sometimes the simplest things in life can bring us the greatest joy. The end.